All right, we're live. So my name is Amar, and this is,
Alex Rodriguez.
and today, what are we talking about, Alex?
Today we're talking about HIPAA, privacy, and your vaccination status.
Oh my God, like vaccination status and HIPAA. It's like, but before we get started, I want to make sure that we do our due diligence, get our disclosures out there. Essentially, this says that we haven't taken your accounts or your specific situation into account, and we haven't entered into a client attorney or financial advisor type relationship. Is there anything else that we should add to this, Alex? Because
You covered it all, but just to add, it's legal marketing and it's legal education, so no client-attorney relationship has been entered into.
yeah, exactly. Just think of this as education material. We're doing this to really educate everybody out there, but it's not personal advice, right? So,
That's exactly right.
what is HIPAA? Let's start with what is HIPAA, because I know HIPAA was what a while ago. I remember it when
It
I was a
was.
kid. So,
Right. So I'm going to dumb it down for this presentation. We're just going to say that HIPAA is basically a law that prevents your medical providers from releasing your medical information to the public. So it protects your
perfect.
medical information.
Yeah, and so when we're saying healthcare providers, so let's expand on that. So that's like doctors, nurses, the care facility. What else is it? Medical records
That's
departments.
right. So
Right.
technically, it would cover three entities, and that's healthcare providers, health plans, and healthcare clearinghouses. So those are big umbrella terms. But yes, all of the people or entities that you just described would fall under those.
Yeah. So if my employer says, "Hey, Amar, what's your vaccination status?" Is that HIPAA protected?
It is not. It is not. And so I think that's such a pertinent thing right now because I think a lot of people are maybe feeling a little put off when someone asks them their vaccination status, or they may or may not feel put off. And so the short answer is no, that is not protected information. If your employer or somebody else wants to know if you're vaccinated or not, that's not that you're not considered one of those entities covered under HIPAA. You're just your own person, and so you can definitely release that information. You can give that information freely. So
Yeah, so it's up to you. It's you, the person. So, again, to maybe just summarize here, is that HIPAA is protecting your personal information from those healthcare providers giving it to the public, right?
that exactly. So we have to look at who the active player here is. So
Yeah.
your medical provider cannot release your vaccination status to other individuals. However, if somebody asks you whether you're vaccinated, you absolutely can say, yes, I am. No, I'm not. I don't want to say whatever your answer is. But one of the things you cannot say is, I can't give you that information, or I don't want to give that information to you because that is a HIPAA violation, or you asking me that is a HIPAA violation. That's
Yeah.
not how it plays out.
That's not how it plays out. And there you have it, folks. I think this is going to influence a lot of people in terms of retirement planning, estate planning in the future. Some people may not want to have that type of conversation and decide to retire early. I mean, beyond just a conversation with COVID out there or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
the remote working situation, whatever this, you may decide to retire early because of other things, but
Right.
this being playing a part of it, you need to work with a financial advisor like myself or an attorney like Alex to kind of navigate this path, right? And making sure that you're making the right decisions. If you have questions or concerns, or actually, I totally forgot. I got a story to tell you.
You do.
So, um, HIPAA, uh, when HIPAA started, we had this thing called the healthcare directive, right? And that allows your medical information to be shared with the people that you list. And so I had this experience, and I'm sure a lot of people out there are starting to have this experience where, let's say, if something unexpected happens and you have to go to the hospital and then you have to make medical decisions for somebody, the doctor is going to ask for the healthcare directive.
Mm-hmm.
And, right now the industry's done a really good job of making these binders with all those documents in them. I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably have a binder created by an attorney that has those documents, but it's probably sitting at home. And so making sure that these documents are accessible. So Alex, you mentioned a couple services earlier. What was it? Dropbox? What else?
Right. So Dropbox, if you have a Dropbox folder where you can put a PDF copy of all of your documents in there, that way, wherever you're at, you can always access those in case of an emergency. Or likewise, there are paid subscriptions that you can get. One of the more popular ones is called Legal Vault, and I believe it's about $50 a year. And that's an easy way as well to give access to others as well as your healthcare providers in case of an emergency.
Yeah, and that's really important what you just said. You could also give it to the people that are listed in your documents, right? So if something does happen, that those people have those documents
Exactly. And that's
readily
just good
available.
practice anyway. If you're naming someone, you can pick and choose which of your estate planning documents you want to give copies to. But I would say that if you have an advanced healthcare directive, that really is something that there's two individuals you should be giving those documents to. The first one would be to your medical provider, right? With the online portals. Now it's really easy to update your information and to upload documents. So that's a great thing to do the minute you have your advanced healthcare directive created. And then the second one would be the individuals that you've actually named as your agent on that advanced healthcare directive. You should go ahead and give them a copy as well, an electronic copy or hard copy of your advanced healthcare directive, so that they also have that on file.
Yeah, I think that's great. It's great to kind of create that transparency, if you will, because when you need these documents, it's in like an emotional time, and you don't want to be, hey, I need to leave the hospital to go to my house to find the document so I can help make medical decisions for somebody that
Exactly.
I love, right? So,
That's right.
all right, folks, if you have questions, concerns, comments, please leave it below. We do our best to read as many of those as possible. And if you have any ideas for future videos, please let us know.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.